Y'all niggas got me hot.
Thanks for tuning in to Black Twitter Talk, where we celebrate diversity, innovation, and progression in music, art, culture, and politics through the lens of Black Twitter. I am your host, Angie Skates. You can find me on Twitter at Angie_Skates.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Kels. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at The Urban Gypsy LA.
And remember to join the conversation, hashtag Black Twitter Talk, hashtag BTT, or at us. On today's show, we are talking Jesse Williams at the BET Awards, Genius Talks with Gabrielle Union, Melissa Harris Perry, Diversity in the Academy, and Season 4 of Orange is the New Black.
Yes.
Let's get into it.
Okay, girl.
So actor and activist Jesse Williams, who is known for his role as a doctor on Shonda Rhimes' Grey's Anatomy. You can tell I don't watch the show.
Dr. Avery.
Yes,
I watch it.
Okay, but Jesse is bae though. I ain't gonna front.
Yes.
He is also an activist who has been a strong and consistent voice in the Black Lives Matter movement. He was one of the executive producers on a documentary that was recently released on BET called BET Stay Woke. And he delivered an incredibly powerful, passionate speech at the BET Awards that just happened last week.
Yes.
He received an award for Humanitarian of the Year, and some of my favorite highlights from the speech, I'm going to read some to you. I hope you like it. I'm going to read them really good, I promise. Okay, so he uses his platform and he says this: "Now, this is also for the Black women in particular who have spent their lifetimes dedicated to nurturing everyone before themselves. We can and we will do better for you." And right, hallelujah. And he goes on to say, he starts naming names of victims that were gunned down by public servants, so to speak. And he says, now this is also, oh no, we already read that. Tricked you. So he goes, "Tell Rekia Boyd how it's so much better to live in 2012 than it is to live in 1612 or 1712. Tell that to Eric Garner. Tell that to Sandra Bland. Tell that to Dorian Hunt." And this is my favorite part, y'all. Okay. "We've been floating this country on credit for centuries, yo. And we're done watching and waiting while this invention called whiteness uses and abuses us, burying Black people out of sight and out of mind while extracting our culture, our dollars, our entertainment like oil, black gold, ghettoizing and demeaning our creations, then stealing them, gentrifying our genius, and then trying us on like costumes before discarding our bodies like rinds of strange fruit. The thing is that just because we're magic doesn't mean we're not real."
Yes.
And Black Twitter exploded, y'all.
Yeah, they went crazy. We have a tweet from Rain of April, and she says, "Jesse Williams' speech was lyrical. It was poetic. My goodness. Hashtag BET Awards." And then we also have one from Delafro. "Jesse Williams is a great example of a Black man who loves Black women, and it has nothing to do with our looks or the labor we do for Black men." And we get a lot of them. Even Erykah Badu tweets, she has this picture where she has this really serious face, and she's like, "Look at me. I look like Jesse Williams' security, and if Samuel Jackson makes one move, he's going down." But it was so powerful that I think everybody, I cried. You guys are going to learn I'm a very emotional person, so I'm going to cry about a lot of things. But I cried. Some people were
I swooned a little bit too, like Black Twitter did.
Yeah, some people are just like throwing up the fist. It was just an amazing moment. Probably the best BET award moment we've had. Everybody's reaction was just like, Lord.
One tweeter at Sylvia O'Bell, she tweeted a GIF me during Jesse Williams' speech, and we pretty much that was like our whole reaction the whole time.
Yeah.
Black Twitter nailed it.
So there was one tweet though where they were talking about Whoopi Goldberg's response and how I guess she said something like about Blacks appropriating when we wear blonde weaves too. And that, just all the talk about anything negative about this speech, I just felt Like, why do you have to try to tear it down and look at it from a negative perspective? People are even trying to disclaim what he said based on the fact that he is a light-skinned black man, and as if it doesn't count because he's light-skinned.
Come on, guys. Like, that is what you chase after all day. Light-skinned, ambiguous-looking black women. So when an ambiguous-looking black man stands up for us, it's an issue? Really? Really?
And I mean, I think the dope thing, though, with Jesse and even other people that I know who are light-skinned, people who have a platform, they don't deny that the fact that they have light skin actually helped afford them an opportunity to have the platform. So my thought is, okay, so they get the platform. What are they supposed to do? Pretend like we're not having these issues and pretend like they're not black? Because we would have an issue with that. But then when they speak out for us on their platform, then we have an issue with that. It's like, you guys,
please,
let's support it, you know?
So some of the reactions from celebrities on Twitter, it was interesting. Justin Timberlake.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys, have you heard about that?
I didn't really follow that part, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you anyway, because I want to. Justin tweeted that he was inspired by Jesse's speech. Mm-hmm. And then someone on Twitter, Ernest Owens, he goes, so does this mean you're going to stop appropriating our music and culture and apologize to Janet too? Oh, because we remember what happened with Nipplegate, Super Bowl a few years back, and he kind of like just left Janet out to dry, like he left her hanging.
Have her back at all.
At all. So we're kind of still a little bit testy about that.
Yeah, with Justin Timberlake, there was this funny gif of Prince, and he's looking like, Justin, don't even do it right now.
Don't waste your time. Like, this is how we felt about you, because he goes on to say that we're all humans, that I don't see color, and all these things. But that is the antithesis of what Jesse Williams was saying. You should see color because as a nation, we do, regardless of if you're conscious of it or not. So Black Twitter wasn't having it. Stacey Dash...
That's another one where I could use the Prince one, and he's just shaking like, his head.
Girl, like, no. Stop. I know, but she said a lot of fiery things about this speech. She said his speech was racist at the BET Awards and attacked white people. I don't really see how that happened. She also said that he was a perfect example of a Hollywood plantation slave, which is interesting to me because I think Stacey is a puppet for Fox, but okay. And then she said that he has a chip on his shoulder that will weigh you down and keep you from flying free. I didn't get any of that from his speech, but I would like to call on all the white people in the world. Can we embrace Stacey Dash? Can you guys just tell her that you love her already so she can go away and shut up? Because I'm tired of hearing about it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what is your purpose? Like, first off, you're not even relevant anymore, and you continue to use your platform to talk down upon us. Like, why?
I don't get it. And another one, Tommy Lauren, and like, who? I know, right?
I saw her video on accident, honestly.
All right. Okay, so I only know who this woman is. She works for some online publication. I feel like she's gunning to be a Fox News pundit, but anyway, she says BET. The only reason why I know her is because she was Charlamagne's from Breakfast Club's Donkey of the Day a while back for some other crazy stuff that she has said. Yeah. But she goes, BET Awards, was it about black entertainment or bashing white people in law enforcement? I heard the speech. I love the speech. He didn't bash white people or law enforcement.
Yeah, there's this thing when black people stand up for themselves and speak for themselves in their community about carrying themselves a certain way or not taking certain treatment is as if we're talking bad about white people. It's like it has nothing to do with you being any less of who you are. It's just about reinforcing the goodness of us.
Right, and she goes on to say that she's not going to apologize for her whiteness. So just
who asked you to apologize?
Like, the thing is that the conversation about race in this country, it needs to be had. And the way that we're having it in the black community, it's for the black community, it's of the black community. And what's happening is whiteness is not centered in it. Mm-hmm. The privilege of being white in this country, regardless of if you're conscious of it or not, it's not centered in the conversation. So it makes people feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Right. We're not asking you to apologize for being white. We're just saying we're not going to apologize for being magic.
Whoa.
Okay.
And
that was my favorite line.
It was so good.
So just to continue on about Black people in Hollywood and the images that we constantly are trying to recreate or reinvent. I got to see Melissa Harris Perry interview Gabrielle Union at a BET Experience event. It was called State of the Union, Black Women in Hollywood.
These are the Genius Talks that they
do.
It
was the Genius Talks. I really love the Genius Talks, you guys. I highly recommend you guys go next year or stream them because they always have like really insightful, encouraging talks. And that conversation, Melissa Harris Perry was just, talking about Gabrielle Union as being Mary Jane and how
love that show.
I love that show too, and how complex her character is. So they discussed that, and then they were talking about creating space for more Black women in different industries, and how that whole stigma that Black women, we can't get along because we're always fighting with each other, or always trying to tear each other down. Gabrielle was speaking on the fact that she doesn't want to be the token Black person in the room, although back in the day, she stated before that she kind of would tear other women down because it felt like, well, if you get the role or you get your foot in the door, that means you're taking my spot. Okay. And she's matured a lot now and sees that,
universe is abundant.
Yeah, there's room for all of us. She was also just sharing how on her Twitter, she makes it a point to share everybody's movement or everybody's whatever project they're working on, whether it's for career, whether it's an activist movement, whether it's a new book. Like, she really is focused on highlighting more people to bring everybody into the room, everybody into the conversation.
And I think it's interesting that she's using Twitter as a platform to do that, because it eliminates the middleman and it allows you to take your ideas, your content, whatever it is that you are creating or working on, directly to the people. And it's so influential.
Yeah, she tweeted about Issa Rae's book and how she just finished her book. I'm like, I didn't even know
Issa Rae had a book. Now I'm gonna go buy it.
Exactly, and I can't wait to read it.
Yeah, she has a new series coming out on HBO anyway called Insecure, but we'll talk about that on another show. Yeah. I know you probably don't want to talk about this, but Black Twitter went in on Iggy Azalea, I can't even say her name, Iggy, a little bit, because she blasted on Twitter that she broke up with her cheating boyfriend, Nick Young. And I don't know, like, who cares? So what? Everybody gets cheated on. But I thought it was interesting because Black Twitter pretty much said, oh, you want to appropriate our culture, you want it so bad, that's part of it. There you go. Like, oops. Deal with it.
That's cold.
Ice cold though.
But it is true.
It's real.
Not that Black women are the only ones that get cheated on, but that is a part of, you want to mess with a successful Black ball player
that goes by Swaggy P.
You're more than likely to get cheated on. And I think, okay, I feel like I'm on the fence with this one because I've had my heart broke, so I don't wish that on any woman at all.
It's not good.
But at the same time, it is kind of true. Like, now you see, like, it's almost like, okay, some white women, not all, but some white women actually pride themselves on making Black women jealous because they get our Black men, so to speak. And so it's kind of like, okay, you got them, girl, but look what you got that comes with it. But
we wish you the best, Iggy.
Yeah, like, we don't wish
you don't deserve
hurt on anybody. I did see Amber Rose reach out to her and gave her some encouraging words or whatever.
Yeah, just stay off the microphone though. But anyway,
no, she has a new song out. I think
I don't want to hear it.
Well, speaking of Azaleas, how about Azalea Banks bleached her skin?
Azalea who? Not Iggy? Azalea Banks?
Azalea Banks.
What?
Miss Azalea, who's known for speaking out on racial stereotypes and her struggle in the industry, has decided to bleach her skin.
That changes a lot for me.
She even says that it's not much different from wearing hair. She says, you guys don't say anything about my 30-inch weave. So what's the difference?
It's kind of not the same thing. You can kind of take the weave off and still have amazing melanated skin.
And that's the struggle. You can't take your skin off. And I think it just kind of validates everything she's been saying. For her to feel like, okay, let me go ahead and bleach my skin, is to say, this is the only way that I'm going to be accepted in this industry and be considered beautiful and marketable.
A dark-skinned Black woman, let's just be real, it's not the standard. It's not the standard of beauty in the industry.
And let's look at Little Kim. That one broke my heart. I cried.
It's unfortunate.
And even like Dawn Richardson, she changed. She doesn't even look like the same person that she did when she came out on P. Diddy's show.
Yeah, I think it's important that we have representation. So I think that's number one. And for her to bleach her skin, it kind of just, who's repping for the dark skin?
Because that's why I loved her.
Women,
talented, So, speaking on representation, Matthew Cherry did tweet recently about all the new people that are a part of the Academy.
The Academy, they're pushing for more diversity among their members. Okay.
Yeah, so we have people like Anthony Anderson, Idris Elba, Ryan Coogler, Gabrielle Union, all these people from directors to actors who are now a part of the Academy. So,
I think what's interesting about this story is that this whole change started with Twitter. One of the tweets that we highlighted earlier, Reign of April, she started the hashtag Oscars So White, and it uproar in the industry, and I feel like this is one of the manifestations of that whole campaign. And it just really does show you how powerful we are united using a platform like Twitter and Black Twitter talk.
Yeah, I feel like we negate Twitter and say, oh, you got your Twitter thumbs, but what you gonna actually do to make change? And I think we're underestimating the power of free speech, and that's what pretty much Twitter is all about. Like, say what you feel, whether we agree with it or not, we're gonna go in on it. And although there had to have been somebody at the door, at the table, that actually made the push for more people to come in, we may not ever know their name, but because of that hashtag, it made a difference.
It came about. It did, totally. Speaking of representation, did you watch this past season, season 4 of Orange is the New Black?
Oh, yes, girl. You know I did. You know I did.
So, I've been a fan of Orange is the New Black for a while, but this season got a little touchy for me. They attempt to handle a lot of actual social issues that we've had over the last couple of years, but one that rings true for me is Black Lives Matter. They try to tackle that. And
you keep saying try.
Yeah, because they failed. The reason why they missed the mark for me is the cast is amazing. They're phenomenal. Yes. The actresses, they're amazing. Their characters, they are dynamic. They are interesting. They're unique. I love it, but we're lacking representation in the writer's room. There's a tweet that we showed. Pull up the tweet where the cast, they look great, it's colorful, but then we go to the writer's room and it's pretty. It doesn't have any
color
at all.
But why do you feel that they failed?
Okay, so I feel like it's the show pretty much because it didn't give roundness to a lot of the Black characters on the show. Their storylines fell flat. They started with so much potential. I feel like instead of really giving us a voice, they exploited our pain in a lot of ways. I feel like on the show, we only see interracial love. We don't see Black people loving other Black people in a romantic way on that show. It's always interracial or it's white. And then also, like I said, we don't see a lot of roundness in their storylines. What they focus on are some of the other guards and the other characters that happen to be white. But it doesn't really push the story. It doesn't set us up. It doesn't foreshadow anything that's relevant in the last episodes.
I guess I didn't look at it like that. Now I'm seeing it a little bit different, but at the time, the whole show has always been from Piper, the main character's perspective, and seeing her white privilege even in jail. And so I guess I never really expected them to give us that much love. I feel like it's always been from their perspective, so I didn't look at it like that. I was really hurt when Poussey died. If you guys haven't seen it, then sorry, spoiler alert. Y'all should all know by now, though.
Yeah, because Twitter blew up about it.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of gifts.
And the reactions are crazy because Poussey is one of your favorite character. She's my best friend. If I was in jail, she would have been my girlfriend because
she's intelligent.
She's beautiful,
articulate, outspoken.
She's so dope, and I'm so sad that she's gone. But and
it came out of nowhere. Like, where did it come from?
It did. And I can agree with the development of her story. Her backstory wasn't not like they started telling us more after she passed away. Or after they killed her, we should say. She didn't just die, they killed her. And the way that the cinematography for her story was different. It was like a haze over, almost like it was like a dream or a fairy tale. And in her story, she was just kind of going with the flow and just riding with monks and all these weird things. But the Pusey, I know, stood for something. She wasn't just like, floating in the wind.
She was rock solid, and
she knew who she was. She knew what she stood for.
And that's what I mean when I say if we had representation in the writer's room, maybe her story would not have fell flat like that. Maybe we would have got a better, well-rounded scope of who she was and how she even got in jail. Or like why she ended up dying, and how that is, a mirror reflection of some of the things that we're seeing happen in the prison industrial complex today.
Right.
That could have been avoided. Like, we wanted Caputo to win. Like, we were rooting for him. But he didn't even say her name.
No, it was once it came between her and showing love and respect for her versus the policeman or the guard who killed her. He forgot about her. He forgot about her story and her importance.
I feel like what this show ultimately did was kind of just set up a condition for us to empathize with the killers of our people in situations like that.
They didn't do that for me. I don't empathize with them. If anything, it just triggered all my PTSD from everything that's happened. I was in tears. I was like tough. That Kevin Hart gif. Like, I can't even take it.
Like, it was tough. I didn't know how to feel. I felt so many different things. So I guess in that respect, they won, because that's the whole goal of art, is to get you to feel something. And just next season 5, could we get some writers of color in the room? Like,
because there are enough characters of color to get some writers of color, for sure.
Latina writers.
We need representation, not only in front of the camera, but also behind the scenes.
And that's important. That's always important. Okay. On a lighter note, Tweet of the Week.
Yes.
Tweet of the Week goes to B. Simone.
Yes.
She has this video. It is hilarious. It sums up every relationship that I've ever been in. It's like the sum total of...
Yes, and it went viral pretty much.
Yeah, and I think a lot of women can relate. So let's take a look at this video.
You ever just be so happy in life? Life just be so good. You be getting this money, losing weight, eating healthy, damn near vegan and shit. Edges is back like they never left, hair growing back from all the breakage, skin glowing, smiling, good job. Ain't got into it with none of your girlfriends, and all of a sudden, a fuckboy wanna come into your life and fuck shit up! Leave me alone! Shit! If you ain't gonna be right, ain't gonna do right, leave me alone, bruh! Sick of this shit, I swear to God, the next nigga that break my heart don't have to square the fuck up! On God! I was doing so good, going to church and shit, getting right with the Lord. Me and Jesus was best friends until I met you! Nah, bitch, just cry! Like, why the fuck am I crying?
And that's the tweet of the week, B. Simone. That just made my day. That is hilarious. I love that. I love that so much.
Get it right with God. We was best friends.
Did she really start crying, though? That was so good. Oh my God. Thank you so much for joining us today. Black Twitter Talk. Join in on the conversation. Hashtag Black Twitter Talk. Hashtag BTT. At Angie_Skates.
At me, the Urban Gypsy LA. We had so much fun today, guys.
And we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.
Peace out.